And welcome back to the Zone, everybody. I'm Brant.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Jay.
And this is episode 449 of Zone 4, the penultimate episode, if you will, of Zone 4, the premiere Friday night podcast talking all about comics. Yeah, premiere. I don't know where I'm going with it. The premiere show that's ending next week.
Starts this week, ends next week. Be ready.
Yeah, exactly. The epitome of the comic podcast. How about that? No, not even. No, whatever. Anyway,
stop
it. That's what I'm saying. Before I bury myself too much, we are proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. You can find us on comicspodcasts.com. Each and every episode, well, at least for this one and next one, and you can find the archive there as well. So go check that out. Guys, dig me out.
Dude, man. Let me get the shovel for you. Hold on. Let me grab that shovel.
I'm having a night. I'm having.
You're having something. You're having something. So let me start off by saying, I don't know what it's called because I freaked out Brant and Jay when I said this, but I ended up finally getting my Iron Spider statue in the mail. I believe it's from Marvel Studios or Marvel something. Whoever makes the resin statue, somebody could tell me or tell us in the comments. But I ordered it a year ago. And it finally showed up now.
That is crazy. Brent's been drinking again, hasn't he? Gordon said.
A little bit.
My water here. Yes, that I swore was not vodka last week.
At least
you know you actually can have water intoxication. That is a thing. Water intoxication is a thing. You can get drunk off of water if you drink too much of it.
That is possible. Or whatever I'm taking from my back may be the answer to it. We'll just leave that like that right there. But
Gordon, it's not the Postal Service. The studios decided to hold off on all the Iron Spider merchandise for an entire year. I got the statue today. I got the PVC statue from Toy Wiz 2 weeks ago, and the Marvel Select I got last month. So I kind of blame Marvel for holding them off for a year.
As long as you didn't have to pay for them all at one time.
No, I paid for them when I pre-ordered. Both the Select and the PVC.
At least it wasn't one of those things where it's like, oh, you just got charged for everything.
I freaked out.
Like, I had no money now.
Yeah, I was telling Brent before she did I get charged now for it? And I went to my account today. And I was like, oh, thank God it was last year that I got charged.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Like, it's just like, that's like a Christmas present. You forgot all about it. You got it. So it's like a Christmas present. That's how I see those things. But what did the GG mean?
That's
what good going. GG. Good going.
Okay, you cannot make up your own little.
That's not made up. People say GG.
Well, we don't.
Not in that context.
I'm teaching you.
Okay, so
not in that context.
To put this into perspective for our viewers, because they have no idea what we're talking about, we have our private group meet chat that all of us communicate with each other each day, and Chris just drops in there like over 3 hours.
3 hours.
Almost 4 hours now. Almost 4 hours ago, and just drops, wow, GG Marvel Studios, and says nothing else.
And no one said anything to me for a while, so I was like, okay, I walked away.
We were waiting for the rest of it.
20 minutes later, we were like, what the heck are you talking about, dude? And then nothing. And we're like,
we were waiting for it. When someone says something, you wait for them to finish what they're saying before you speak.
Wait a minute, let me finish the story. I finally get a reply back from Chris, and he's like, sorry, I was away, I was having dinner. I was like, that was a long freaking dinner, dude. That was almost 3 hours ago. What the heck were you eating? The whole cow?
And we had any context.
I had to cut it, I had to clean it.
And when you do GG, it's like in context with something. You know, we had no context to it. So we didn't know it was GG. We thought, I was thinking like, gosh darn it. Good gosh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, good grief is also GG, isn't it? Wow.
I was thinking of different things for like GG. Like, what could it mean? Gold grading? Like, is something like, is that a new grading that they're doing?
It also means good game.
I thought because you're talking to us that it was about me because Gonzo Goose, and I was like, GG, what are you talking about, dude?
Well, nobody answered. I walked away, and time flew. When Brant said you've been gone for 3 hours, I'm like, shoot.
Nobody answered him in 20 minutes. Yes, sure.
You just said you answered me 20 minutes later.
20 minutes.
I was already gone.
And you didn't reply within almost 4 hours.
I was gone. I admitted I was gone.
Well, we weren't people when you said it.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of people saying stuff to me, Gordon says, Brant, since one of my C2E2 panelists spilled water on me, I'm a little hesitant to trust friends with H2O, just saying. Well, Gordon, what can I say? I mean, can't trust me then. I'm untrustworthy.
That's fine. I drink soda, so there's no H2O over here.
There is no reason to trust Goose. Geese are really bad.
That's true. They'll sneak up behind you and bite you.
Brad, do you sneak up?
That never happened at a con.
Was it a goose or was it a swan that just got hit by on Gilmore Girls? Was it a goose or was it a swan? Remember the one that gave him the black eye?
Yeah, I don't remember. Lisa, if you're watching, let us know. Was it a goose or a swan?
Yeah,
I think it might have been a swan, but it might have been a goose. I don't remember. But anyway, that's our like daily with Chris. These kind of adventures where we don't know what he's talking about.
I am an adventure right now, definitely.
I was gonna say something, and I totally lost it, but that's okay. It's all good. Before we get into all our stuff that we're going to talk about here, I do want to kind of reiterate. Well, first I want to thank everybody that's in the live chat with us. We got Slime, we got SM Down, we got Tevia, we got Gordon, former co-host of the show, who is actually going to be on the show next week for our final episode. So that's awesome. So thank you. We got Mike Manhattan in there now as well. So thank you all for watching and participating in the chat with us. Man, I just lost it again. I just sidetracked my own self. I was going to ask you guys, I've got something to plug that's not related to the show. That's not related to my necessarily. It's kind of my plugs. You guys want me to save it for the end or go ahead and show it off?
Plug it.
Plug it?
Yeah.
Plug it in.
Sure. Plug it in. Plug it in.
That's not very weird, Chris. That was so inappropriately said.
I don't care.
Like, that just does not sound right.
Make sure you jiggle the cord a little bit.
And that's the
I'll get worse. You want to keep going?
This is how we're going to. Okay, let's keep this. Let's keep this going here. April 1st, and no April Fool's joke here. April 1st, Lisa's new giveaway on Little Victories YT begins, and it is spectacular. It's amazing. It's even sensational, you might say. And I have the prizes right here, so I just wanted to put it out there. If anybody wants to look out for it, there will be links all over social media. But I've actually got the prizes, so I kind of wanted to show them off because it's kind of cool. We got Spider-Gwen Volume 0 trade. We got Spider-Gwen Rock Candy Funko.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And we've got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Blu-ray. You're giving all this away.
No, Brant, you forgot.
What?
Academy Award winning.
Yes, Academy Award winning Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
I gotta
That's right.
get that DVD Blu-ray.
It actually says it right there. But
I know mine did. That's why I said it.
Yeah, we're starting Monday on April 1st. Runs for 3 weeks. Giving all that away to somebody, so you'll have to go enter that giveaway over on Little Victories YT on YouTube. Check it out. So I just want to get that out of the way so people didn't drop off at the end and miss that announcement.
Yeah. Don't repeat it again at the end, though. So anybody.
Yeah, I will, of course. I always do. But yeah, so what's going on, guys? We got one more week, one more show after this. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
I know we're gonna.
It's been 10 years. Zone 4 is officially almost 10 years old.
Yeah. Next Wednesday is the official anniversary. April 3rd is when we will be 10 years. We'll have our final show on April 5th. It's going to be fun. 4.5, 4.50. It's going to be good.
It's weird that you guys didn't start on 4.4.
Yeah, right.
I mean, like, you could just wait that one extra day.
I
would have been like, dude, let's just wait one more day.
The reason that it was April 3rd is because when it launched, it was part of the Related Recap. And so it was in the Related Recap feed from Comic Related. So it wasn't its own show until was it like the 4th episode? Maybe, or the 3rd episode. The first couple episodes, though, were in the Related Recap feed. So he does his show on Wednesdays. So I don't know. Somehow it lined up to where it was going to be that Friday or whatever. So it ended up being a Friday show, and that kind of stuck. So that's why it was April 3rd instead of April 4th. If I had thought about it, if I had the forethought, I'd have been like, yeah, that would have been good. So, oh well, whatever.
Tevia says, why end it? I say keep going.
And then Gordon actually said, Tevia, better to end on top than keep going. Besides, Zone 4 hosts, especially Brant, put in a lot of time.
Yeah, we definitely put in a lot of time.
Yeah, plus we explained it last week. This has become essentially a later version of... Yeah, it became like another episode of Frontline Live. All it's missing is our top 5 countdown, honestly.
It's like, as Gordon can attest, when Gordon and Ron were on, we talked about a lot of different things. And we this is recapping what we said last week, and I'll just say it for everybody here real quick. We talked outside of what we normally do, but with the three of us, we have very similar interests, the three of us, so we're always talking about the same stuff we talk about on Frontline Live.
Even a solo podcast for me was hard because I was talking about a lot of the stuff we talked about on Frontline Live, and I felt like I was repeating myself. See, the only reason why the Chris and Brant show works is because Brant and I...
Chris, you repeat yourself within the same episode of Frontline Live. So, I mean, you don't really distinguish.
I think we all do, honestly.
We do. It's like, literally, we don't.
It's easy to pick on Brant. Chris.
On Chris, yeah, it is.
That's because I let you.
Okay.
Like, you can stop me.
Oh, I'm not saying I can stop you, but I can stop really caring. I can stop reacting, and then it's like, oh, it's no fun anymore.
I'm in your head,
If you're in my head, I'm very sorry.
That's not a good place to be, Jay.
That's not a good. I mean, Brandon.
Not in that way, because I don't want to be in your head.
No, you don't. I don't want to be in my head.
Neither does your psychotherapist.
I don't even. They retired on me. What are you kidding?
Okay. Enough about your psychotherapy.
I don't have any psychotherapy.
SM Down said you should have the. I know because he quit. SM Down said you should have the rest of Comic Frontline on the last episode. That's not going to happen. I'll tell you why.
Brand's like, no.
For one,
I can't do Fridays.
For two, Kat usually can't. I don't know. And Michael might pop in. He might. I don't know. That's up to Chris.
To go to his drawer or something, go, hey, everybody, and then walk out. Yeah, sure.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, no, at the very least, Mike can't do Fridays, so that would be impossible either way. But we will have Gordon on, so that's awesome. Gordon, speaking of, said, when I appear next week, I may even show off my birthday gift from a very special person. That's awesome. Gordon's birthday was earlier this month, so that would be really cool.
And have you belated birthday?
Yeah,
I think I did wish him one on Facebook.
I think I did too.
I did.
If I was on Facebook, I know I did.
No, I'm not going to repeat Mike Manhattan's comment. Chris probably will later. They're talking about Happy. I have not seen Happy. I did not read the comic either. Not really interested personally, but
why would I repeat what Mike Manhattan said? No, I'm not repeating what Mike Manhattan said.
Because that's the kind of joke that you would make.
It is the kind of joke I make. If you're expecting it, I'm not going to say it.
Gordon says, I like the premise of Heroes in Crisis, but feel that there are scenes missing. Otherwise, I'm enjoying it. I haven't read this current issue yet.
I haven't.
But
I've been digging it.
I know. Me and Jay are kind of different in that way. We've been enjoying it more than some of the other cast on here and some of our friends. So, especially Mike and Kat.
Yeah,
you know why? I think you and me, we read novels and stuff, so we are used to a different type of a pacing of a story. Where I think they mainly read comic books, so they're used to a comic book quick pace. Like I need a reward right now, especially in the way the medium is right now.
Absolutely.
Where we are more from like we're waiting for this whole story to fall out. We're waiting for like a mystery novel. So that's how I think we approach it to where how they approach it. They want the standard current comic book format where we're like, this is a mystery story, so we're in it for the long haul. So I think we see it different than they do.
I'm curious because Gordon, I know he reads a lot too, like novels and stuff. When you come on, Gordon, next week, we'll have read this issue of Heroes in Crisis, and maybe we can talk a little bit about it and what.
We used to do crisis management.
Yeah, we used to do, and we kind of dropped off when we took our hiatus. We missed a few episodes, so we can kind of recap that a little bit on next week's episode. So that'll be fun. Gordon said Jay's dead on. I feel like Heroes in Crisis is telling an interesting story. Superheroes dealing with PTSD, but for a mystery, it lacks a certain sense of plot. Okay, we'll definitely discuss that. That'd be interesting. All right. So should we move into our topic, guys?
Yeah.
All right. So it is topic time.
Topic time. It's topic time.
I finally get this right when we're about to end the show.
No, power.
Honestly, I was just about ready to turn it down because I was like, when I heard Brand getting his thing ready, I was like, I gotta turn mine down in case someone texts. And
it happened
just as I was doing it.
That's hilarious.
They heard me. They must have read my mind and just like, let me text before he does it.
It was Chris.
It wasn't me.
I'm gonna text Jay real quick.
Jay, real quick. I'm questioning our co-host, our leader right now, if he's drinking or not. Is that vodka?
No.
I
told you it's the back. Anyway.
Jay, I'm scared. I'm gonna text
you. So our topic this week, or at least one of our topics, our main topic, is we're talking more about the Hickman Powers of X, House of X stuff. Kind of speculating what's going on, what's going to happen with this, and talking about some of the X-Men that we would like to see spotlighted through this. Last week, we were kind of speculating on what this project would be, and then we got the announcement, of course, on Saturday, and then we talked a little bit about it on Frontline Live, so if you guys want to go check out everybody's input on that. We didn't spend a whole lot of time on it, though, I don't think. We just kind of talked about the image a little bit. And
I think we talked more about the image than we did anything else.
Yeah, we're pointing people out. We noticed.
Yeah, so I thought we would kind of dive a little deeper into it a little bit on this episode. And if you guys haven't seen the image, I think I actually have it up. I can screen share it.
I think you have it as the thumbnail.
Yeah, it's also going to be our thumbnail.
Yeah, I have a small part of it as the thumbnail, but I do have the full thing here that I will share.
And you can read the full article on comicfrontline.com if you want to know more about the event. So
I'll just share it for a minute. There we go. And let me do the oops.
Do we think that, honestly, here's my question. Number one, does this mean that all other... I have three questions that go along with this. Will Uncanny be paused and all other X books be paused while this event goes on for the 3 months? Number two, will Hickman be continuing on...
It won't be 3 months.
Isn't it? 2 months. 2.5 months, right?
Yeah, 1.5. Because it's 6 issues.
Yeah, right. I keep thinking 12. I'm thinking 12, but I forget it's every other week. So it's 12 weeks altogether.
It is 12
right.
weeks.
It's 12 weeks.
Yeah, okay. I forgot.
3 months.
Yeah, so 3 months. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right.
Okay.
No.
Don't. I was unsure too. I was saying you were right at first because I didn't even think about it that way.
Because I was just thinking about 6 weeks, and I forgot. I was thinking about 6, but I forgot there's 2.
If they were both coming out each week, then it would be 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's probably what you were thinking. So what were your other 2 questions, Chris?
Number 2, will Hickman be sticking with an X-Men book when this event is done? And number 3, what will the ramifications be? We already know what the ramifications for the young X-Men were, and it really was hardly anything when it comes to the X-Men other than Cyclops a little bit. The number 3 thing is, what is that going to mean for the future of X-Men? Because like Tevi has been saying a billion times, Xavier's back. You've got Cyclops. You got all these different renditions of Wolverine. You got all these different renditions of all the characters. You got Rachel as the Phoenix again. We don't know why Magic is.
Yeah, but that's happening in X-Force.
Oh, it is happening in X-Force?
That's going to happen in June in X-Force. Because
okay.
In the June solicitations, it says Rachel's back. And it like showed her as the Phoenix with the Phoenix behind her. So that's happening in X-Force in June.
Okay.
So that's where that's happening.
Okay,
right,
so Rachel's covered. And then there's Magic, the fusion of Magic and Colossus.
All right, so let's back up for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, first things first. When they started plugging this, they said that this was a seminal X-Men event. They compared it to Age of Apocalypse, Grant Morrison's New X-Men, Jim Lee's X-Men, and Giant Size X-Men. So they're saying it's that big of an event.
Yeah, it's going to be a milestone marker. Brent, can you make sure that you're on your camera only and it's not switching back and forth between us?
I clicked mine right before I started in.
All right, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So that's to tell us that this is supposed to usher in a completely new era for the X-Men. Okay. That would tell me that Uncanny X-Men would either be relaunched, new creative team, or done away with for a little bit. Okay. That's what it says to me, because that's usually what happens when one of those kind of events comes along. But I don't know. That's just what I'm theorizing.
Yeah, let me look. Do the solicits actually have that out yet?
I don't think we have July solicits yet, right?
No.
That's
only
June. A couple weeks. Yeah.
We have June. Yeah, no. Okay, no.
So all right, let's see. With Hickman, and Jay, you can answer too. For me, what I think about Hickman usually takes on long projects. He doesn't usually do something short. Yeah. Right. So I would think that after this event, he would either pick up one or both if they launch 2 series after this. I think he would stay on at least one X-Men series after this.
He likes to do long range stories because it takes a long time to plan out those maps. And he also likes to do full control, I guess you would call it, because like when he did the Avengers, he did multiple books of the Avengers. Like he did, I think it was like 2 or 3 books that he had going with the Avengers, because it was like Secret Avengers, then it was Avengers. I think there might have been New Avengers too at the time.
Yeah, New Avengers is where all the incursions were happening. Yeah,
because he was doing all 3 of them. So Hickman was like in control of the Avengers as a whole. So I would assume that he's going to be in control of any and all X-Men books in some shape or form after this.
Yeah. Okay. Just a little sidetrack. Can one of you keep an eye on the chat? I can't look at it while I'm screen sharing this.
I am on the chat right now.
Okay. Just make sure there's
just talk about why are there 2 Wolverines in the picture, and is that Jean sitting next to Xavier? No, that's either Kitty Pryde or Moira McTaggart.
Yeah, it's got to be one of those 2.
Yeah,
I'm more curious why Havoc's a baby or a little kid.
That's what Mike Manhattan said. Why is he wearing it? So that could be like maybe the Kid X-Men. Remember them?
Oh,
That could be one of those, or maybe it's Havoc's son. I know he had a son named Scotty, but he was older than that. Like that was from the which one was that? Which Earth was that? Scotty was in I think that was what was the name of that Earth?
I don't remember.
It was the one where he was where he left our reality, he went to this other reality.
Oh, it was Mutant X.
Yeah, Mutant X, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's son named Scotty. But Scotty was a little older than that. So I don't know where that little kid came from, but it'll be interesting to see that. I mean, it looks to me from this that they're taking some kind of time travel, alternate universe mishmash of things. Maybe reality is going to like collapse on itself with these people, because we had people who shouldn't be here, like Warpath. And Warpath, he's dead.
Yeah. So is Lalandra. Yeah. Old Cable.
Yeah, old Cable's dead. I think Vulcan died too. Didn't he die?
Yeah, Vulcan died in what was it, Deadly Genesis? Or no, it was in War of the Realms, or not War of the Realms. What was that called? Something.
The Shi'ar.
It was a comic. You know what I'm talking about? It was some cosmic event.
Oh God, I know what you're talking about. I think I forgot the name of it.
I can't think of it either. Darkhawk was in it.
And so were the Guardians.
Crap. Jay's looking it up a bit.
No, I'm not. But I can. Let me see. Just let me look him up. I want to look him up, and then that'll tell me where he died at.
Okay.
What's his name again? I just said
Vulcan. And I mean, there's some interesting little creatures here too, like the little flying thing above Apocalypse's shoulder, and then if you look down underneath, whether that's Kitty or Moira, there's like this little scorpion creature staring at you. And one thing they've been saying online is that everything in this picture means something, but they're not telling you what. It's one of those kind of things.
Well, I see Cerebro on the floor.
Yeah.
Mention that.
To the left of that's that little scorpion.
Right. And then there's another one on Apocalypse, by the way. There's another scorpion on Apocalypse's shoulder.
Yeah, that one's flying, whatever it is. And some people are theorizing that they are on Krakoa in this picture. The living planet, or
Who knows?
Krakoa's the living island.
Living island, sorry.
I feel like there's too much to speculate, honestly, at this point.
Let me see.
There's so much going on here. It's
Vulcan's appearance of death was in War of Kings, number 6.
War of Kings. I knew it was War of something.
Yeah, that's why you knew it. That's why you said War of Realms.
Yeah. Then I was like, wait a minute, that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, so he's dead. So like there are several people here who are dead. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm saying it has to be some kind of alternate reality. And some people are saying like Nightcrawler's from an alternate reality, the Red Nightcrawler. But I think that's his father.
I think it's
I don't know if it's his father, but I think it's just he doesn't have the blue skin.
Yeah, but Nightcrawler's always got blue skin. The only place I think he might have had red skin was MC2.
Is that red skin or is that just regular skin?
Yes, I can't tell. If it's red,
it's dad.
Yeah,
he has red with red hair. See, you look at it, he also has red hair. Because wherever Nightcrawler's skin is, that's the color of his hair.
Then that could be his dad.
So yeah. So I think that's just his dad. I think that's who I think it is.
And you got two huge major bad guys.
Look at his tail. His tail is also red.
Yeah.
Apocalypse and Magneto.
Huh?
What were you saying? Two huge bad guys. What?
Big guys in the back. You got Sinister and Apocalypse. Both are huge threats to the X-Men and the world.
Yeah, and Magneto, depending on what side he's on.
And also like looking at where people are facing and who they're next to. So you have Magneto looking off into the side. That could be telling, you know, but sometimes like, you know, that is a signal of what's going to happen. Leandra is looking. Look, maybe she's looking over at Vulcan or something. It looks like almost.
Like you tell who anybody's looking at.
Yeah, but I'm saying it looks like she's looking over on that direction. So, which could be because, you know, he has history with the Shi'ar Empire. You know, he was the emperor for a while. So,
it kind of looks like Punk Storm is kind of reaching out for Wolverine.
Yeah, and then you have Nimrod in the back too.
Yeah, so another major threat.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you have Apocalypse, Cable, Magneto, Professor X,
the center.
Yeah, all of them dead center, and then Cyclops, as we know, is currently in this '90s uniform, and Emma Frost is in her current outfit as well. So they're the two that seem like okay.
Are we sure that's Biker Wolverine behind them?
Yeah, that's Biker Wolverine. That's on the new X-Men. So you do have the new X-Men. You do have X-Men 91 Cyclops. Giant size X-Men will be Wolverine in that costume. That's the costume he wore Giant size X-Men. So those are three of the books that they mentioned. That are right there. You know, Cyclops is in that X-Men 91 costume.
You've got Blink in the back in her Age of Apocalypse outfit.
Yeah. So that's four. That's four of the books mentioned. So like these are all significant runs too.
Yeah. Not to mention, Weapon X. That's significant. You got
Yeah.
Mohawk Storm, like you said, the Phoenix Gray.
That's Beast in his original blue fur mode.
I mentioned that on Frontline. Yeah.
That's not his current look. That's his original look when he
turned his look before current look.
And no, the look before that was the cat, and then it was the look before the cat. So,
right, it's the 90s again. We're going back to the 90s X-Men.
Well, it's from I think it's like the 70s he became the blue fur, late 60s maybe.
But then you got spiked out Iceman in the back, so it's like, okay. Is this Firestar over by Bishop? Some people thought it was Jean Grey, but
no,
I think
Firestar. No. Yeah, it's definitely Firestar.
So that's interesting because she's very rarely seen with the X-Men. She was a teacher for like a day, but other than that, she's usually been with. Yeah,
she's like whenever they want to capitalize on the
Spider-Man's Amazing Friends
nostalgia, they'll throw her in as an X-Man because that's where she was in that cartoon. That's what she was in that cartoon. She was an X-Man for a while. And I don't know, is that Little Storm over there, or is that going to be that one of those two siblings? Remember the French-speaking siblings?
Yeah, it looks like Storm when she was stealing stuff on the street.
Yeah. I think it's that Storm, but I don't know. It could be either one because that little girl kind of looks like that, but I don't know. I think that's Storm, though.
Some interesting exclusions, no pun intended there. No Rogue, no Gambit.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that too.
No Colossus.
Well, Colossus looks like he's been combined with his sister.
Right, but I'm just pointing it out that he's not there, though.
Anyway. Maybe no Kitty.
Maybe no Kitty.
Depending if that is Moira or Kitty. There could be no Kitty here.
Right. I'm trying to think of if there's any other like main no like Psylocke or anybody like that from that era.
What other main X-Men are there? And Jean's in her old Marvel Girl.
Yeah.
So that's the costume she hasn't wore since the Dark Phoenix saga, I think. That was the last time she wore that costume.
Yeah.
Was when she was fighting for her life. Right. So I think that's the last time she wore that costume. Was aside from special
Hope isn't there.
Issues, Yeah, Hope isn't there. Young Cable isn't there.
Well,
actually, I don't think any of the X-Force is there except for Old Man Cable. Is any?
I truly think they're going to
I'm not counting him.
I think they're going to undo the Young Cable and bring back the regular Cable. That's what I think.
But I mean, we don't have any New Mutants either, so no new
mutants
except for Morlock, if you want to count him.
Yeah.
Yep. No Alpha Flight.
No Alpha Flight. No.
Well, yeah, Puck is there. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's Toad. Never mind.
Yeah, that's Toad.
That's Toad. That's not Puck.
Yeah. I don't know why I said Puck real fast, but
it's a younger Toad, by the way.
Yeah.
You got no Nate Gray, so I mean, whatever happens at the end of the current Age of X-Men, maybe that messes up everything. Maybe that's how it's going to happen. No Mystique.
Well, no Mystique that we know because she is a shapeshifter.
She could be any of those characters over there. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, regardless of what we think about Hickman's writing, it's still going to be interesting for me, at least, to see what he does.
How it is? Oh, okay.
To what?
The ending. What this is all culminating to, basically.
Oh yeah. I definitely want to see what this is going to launch, where it's going to take the X-Men into. Because if these two series are going to set the stage for the next era of X-Men, I definitely am curious to see. Where.
By the way, real quick in comments, what's up, Jesse? Jesse said he's taking a break from editing to say hi. He's threw out a couple of names. He thinks it's Azrael, Havoc as a kid, Magic's biggest mystery to me, Spike, Iceman 2. Mike Manhattan said, so is this the X-Men version of Where's Waldo? The Cerebro helmet on the front and center. So is Rachel Phoenix. We'll find that on Next Force. There's a Sentinel's head in the background. What other main mutants? Where's Maggot?
Yeah, Maggot. Maggot was never a main mutant.
No,
he was like from the late 1990s, early 2000s when X-Men were on the road. He was that guy with the two slugs on him. Like, yeah, the two slugs. I thought that's what the Scorpion type thing could be, but they never flew, so it wasn't that. So,
well, it could be the one that's on the ground underneath Professor X and whoever that is with them.
I think that too. Magic's outfit looks like Mystique's. It does. It does look a lot like Mystique's.
Yeah, it does. Now that you mention it,
and again, she has black hair, so like she looks weird. A lot about her looks weird. So it's interesting though. And who said something about Jesse? Yes, that is Rachel as Phoenix, and we should find out more about it in
I mentioned that X-Force.
Yeah, June's X-Force. So, but I was just saying, yeah, it is Rachel because it has the hound marks on her face.
It's interesting that we have Gateway here of everybody that we don't see Gateway that often.
Oh, and Mike Manhattan, no, Danger is not in this picture.
No, Danger is not.
Yeah.
No
Polaris. No.
Yeah, a lot of people are missing.
No Quicksilver.
Which means no Wanda.
He's more associated with both of them are more.
Well, they're not mutants anymore.
Right, they're.
That's true. I forget.
What do you think? Do you think that this now that Marvel has Fox, so they have X-Men rights, do you think that they will fix it and with this event and bring Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver back in as mutants?
Probably.
I would love that.
Yeah, I never liked the idea of them saying, "Oh, they're not." They should just like ignored it and been like, "Let's do our thing." I mean, why did you have to change that? You know, like that was the dumbest move that Marvel made with them was to do that. No one even cares about them being whatever they were genetically engineered people from Mount Wundagore. You know, it was like, who cares?
Right. No, I agree.
Mike Manhattan wants to know who's next to Mr. Sinister. That's Blink. Oh, and maybe the machine behind him.
No, Mr. Sinister. You have right behind. Oh, you mean the guy with the
yeah, I forgot his name. Oh,
there's Warlock and there's Gateway.
Warlock.
Yeah, Brant just mentioned that's Gateway. So, and then in front of him, you got Havoc's brother, who is Vulcan, Gabriel Summers. That's Havoc and Scott's third brother. That's the third Summers brother. Then you have next to him is Jean. Next to her is Warpath. That's the one who's dead. That's John, I think, or is it James? I think it's John.
I get them confused, honestly.
Yeah, it's because they both went by Warpath.
This is the one that came in with Giant Size X-Men, though, right?
Yeah.
And was on X-Force, or was that the other one? The other one was.
They both have been, I think.
Okay, I'm so confused. They look too similar, and they go by
John Proudstar. Let me look up John, and then I'll look up James. Yeah, that's John. Okay, that's John. All right, that's the original one. Because I know the one with the headband is the original one. I always know that that's the original, but I can never remember which one is John or James. So I'm like, I always get that mixed up.
Because they were so similar looking, even in their costume design and everything. It was very, very similar.
Yeah, they look exactly the same, like except for again, one has the headband. That's how I always knew which one was the older one, because whenever they showed the older brother, he always wore the headband. So, but yeah, we got a lot of information here, but we don't have no context yet. You know, so it's like a lot that you can theorize and suggest with it. It's going to happen and try to predict things, but we don't know what is going on and what's what. But it does look like what? Right, no, go ahead.
Finish what you were going to say.
I was just going to say it does look like a cross section of time and alternate realities, because again, if that is magic, she has to be some kind of from another alternate reality. Havoc has to be from alternate reality.
Do you think she could be an Infinity Warp?
She could be. I mean, that would make a lot of sense. An Infinity Warp. I don't think she was. They were an Infinity Warp, though. I don't think they were like put together in Infinity Warps, but who knows? They could have been. But like I think it's a combination of time folding into itself and reality folding into itself or something. Like, because this is a cross section of time and space. Because you have different people from different eras, and you got people who shouldn't be alive, people who are alive but different forms. And see, Storm, you can't really tell anything about because, like Brand said on Frontline Live, that hair is like comes and goes. Like, I don't know how fast that hair grows because she can have it shaved bald and she will have a full lock of hair in the next issue.
She's just spending a lot of money on extensions, Jay. It has to be. I joke, but
or she wears wigs. Like she just like puts on the wig and she's like, "I'm okay." Then she takes off and she's like, "Yeah, I got my mohawk, dude."
That's possible.
That's gonna be the secret. That's gonna be the secret of the event. Storm is actually really bald.
Yeah,
she just puts on wigs.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, we're not gonna know anything at all until like 2 or 3 weeks from now. Solicitations come out. Yeah, go ahead.
No, Mike says, "Is that Nimrod X Archangel?" Yes, it is. And Slime says, "Well, his name is James Jonathan Prowstar." No, there's also John Prowstar, who is his brother. So there's James Prowstar, who is the younger brother, and then there's John Prowstar, who's the older brother. Yeah. And yeah, that is either Havoc as a child or maybe Havoc's child. We don't know. We don't know who that is or why it's there. You know, why he's there.
That's weird. Man, I had a thought and I just lost it. But it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. Hopefully we'll get some clues when the solicitations come out. But really, we're not going to know for 4 months what's going on.
Yeah.
I know what I was going to say. They put out another teaser, and it's why I titled the episode what it is. And it's somebody's talking to Charles and says, I forget the opening line, but it's something like, Charles, it's not a dream if it's real. And that's kind of like, that was interesting. It was an interesting line. Because if they're trying to say that this is really happening, all this stuff, and it's it's not like some timey-wimey stuff like we're talking about, it's going to be interesting as well. I don't know. It could just have been a throwaway line though.
What's his name says? Who was it? Says something. Slime says, I'm also sure Brant was thinking of Black Vortex. No, he was thinking of War of Kings. That's what he was thinking of. We found that out. I looked it up.
All right. So any other theories or any other conversation we want to have about this, or should we move on?
I just think it's interesting. Well, what do you think is going to happen after this? Like, do you think it's going to be a new status quo for the X-Men? Do you think that he's going to be fixing what's been messed up with the X-Men? And do you think he's the person to do it?
He's going to be making charts and whatnot. I'm sure he'll be setting something up with the X-Men.
He's definitely mapped this whole thing out.
Yeah.
I think in his view, he's going to be fixing things, or at least they're going to be trying to fix things. I don't know what that looks like for Marvel, though.
Yeah, because I think they're always trying to fix X-Men.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if their definition of fixing is necessarily the fans' definition of fixing. So, yeah, I think they're always, like you said, they're always trying to fix them, but they always end up breaking them even further down. And I thought they were on the road to fixing them right now.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I agree with you there.
Yeah, they still could be. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, even if I'm not usually a fan of his storytelling, because it's the X-Men and I want to see them do well.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I know I'm skeptical.
I'm very skeptical because of Hickman's writing, but we'll see.
That's the one point. Do you guys think that he is the man to do this?
Yeah. I'll answer that in a second. Mike Manhattan said, or maybe with that line that I quoted, or maybe they're talking about his dream of mutant harmony coming true. That could be as well. That could be what that line was referring to. Do I think Hickman's the right person to fix the X-Men?
No.
Not really. But I like I said, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and see what he can do with them. I think he messed the Avengers up even worse when he had control of them. So if that's any indication, no. But maybe he's better with the X-Men. Gordon says Hickman's going to use House of X as a metaphor for fixing X-Men by having the X-Men fixing history. At least that's what I'm assuming. That's a good theory. That could definitely be something.
Time travel is not far off when it comes to Marvel.
Yeah, the last time the X-Men time travel, they broke it.
Yeah,
or the last time they tried to fix reality. Anytime anybody tries to fix reality in the Marvel universe, it gets broken.
Yeah, but I mean, they literally broke time the last time they time traveled. Yeah. Remember? They literally broke time for the Marvel universe.
They did.
Yep.
It was a whole thing for like a year and a half that you couldn't travel in time. You can't do this until someone forgot to tell an editor, and an editor let it get by in the story.
Exactly.
And that was that.
Mm-hmm.
Time's unbroken, everyone.
So I don't know, man. It's hard. Chris doesn't think he's the right guy. I don't think he's the right guy necessarily.
Maybe the latest issue of Uncanny X-Men wasn't as strong as, the previous. I feel like Uncanny X-Men is a good start to fixing the X-Men. You don't need this 3-month event.
I think it would be better if we didn't have the Age of X-Men going on at the same time.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like, if we had the writer and we had the creative team behind Uncanny X-Men who had access to Jean and Beast and Bobby and Kitty, I think, and adding in Wolverine and Cyclops and all that, I think we could have a fucking phenomenal X-Men series right now. But because those are all off the board, they're like, who can we play with? And they were given, well, you have, these new mutants that no one has done anything with in the last 5 years. You can have, Dark Beast, who we thought was dead, but he came back. You can have this guy, you can have that. It's like they're throwing out people who no one really hardly remembers. Like, a lot of people don't remember them. Like, I remember during Frontline Live, people were asking who are the people that they rescued from that one issue. I'm like,
that's
they're the new mutants.
Yeah, exactly. Mike Manhattan says, what is Age of X-Men about? Anyway, I haven't gotten it. Okay, so the gist is, before that event happened, Nate Gray, who is X-Man from the Age of Apocalypse storyline, had this idea of a utopian society, and he created his own 4 horsemen, basically, and tried to rewrite history, kind of getting rid of all religions and that kind of thing. And the X-Men fought him. In the aftermath of that, all the X-Men disappear and reappear in this world that's he's created, he's fabricated, it's in his mind. We don't know exactly where it's at, but we know that they're not on Earth. So he's basically taking them all into a utopian world where everybody on the planet is a mutant. And love is forbidden. So no physical relationships between people. And Nate Gray is the leader of the X-Men.
And a founding member, it would appear. It would appear that he was a founding member, because in the statue you have it was like the original team, but instead of Beast you have Nate there. So Beast has been forgotten because he broke the law.
So he basically did to the X-Men what Grandmaster and Voyager did to the Avengers.
Exactly.
But that's the gist of it, and right now we're about in the middle of it. So, and
this is why I'm not reading it.
They're not bad. I honestly, a couple of the series aren't bad. some of them.
I think it just suffers from too many, and it's too long.
Yep.
It could have been like a 6-issue, 6-week event, but instead it's like a 4-month, 55-issue
I agree with Kat that they're focusing on that one issue in too many books. I mean, it's overpowering the whole thing, the whole struggle.
But you know what it's going to be.
What's that?
You know what it's going to be. Love wins all.
Oh, of course, that's the message, which is a good message, and it's.
But not when you get beat.
Not when you put it in 55 books.
And it's a good message for the X-Men, but at the same time, I agree with you. When you're beat over the head with anything, it loses its power.
Yeah.
Saying that an X-Men series is not bad is like claiming that getting your arm cut off is only a flesh wound.
There you go, Gordon. You get it.
Yeah. I like the Nightcrawler one. I think the first issue was stronger, but yeah, it's okay. We could have done without the event. I'll put it like that. It could have been like a just one miniseries instead of like several, and I think it would have been fine. But yeah, so I think that kind of puts the pin on this conversation, though, at least until we get more information, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't think we're going to get any real information in July solicitations. Will probably be just what we got already, what we already know.
It'll probably be classified.
Yeah, or it will be what we got for that article. Like they'll just say, "Oh, Jonathan Hickman takes over." We might get one or two little details in July solicitations, but it will be really August. I think would be the big turning point where we see news, real news.
Chris Gordon thinks I have vodka in my water bottle.
Yeah, it could be.
Anyway,
I can't out the leader of the show. He'll kick me off the video chat. I can't
for 1 week.
How could you out him if you're not there to?
That's true. How are you going?
The only one who could out him would be Lisa.
That's right.
Like, yep, that's Rock in there.
Before the show.
What's that?
Nothing.
Shut up, Chris. Do we want to talk about the other thing?
I have very positive to say, nothing really negative. So if you want, good.
I'm sure Jay and I differ, but we'll touch on it. IDW's 20th anniversary is this year, so we thought it would be fun to just kind of look at some of the hits and misses that they've had through the years. Try to stay focused on the positive stuff, I think, but there were some things that they had a few.
There were some things that they did negative, but I think they saw it right away, like G.I. Joe, and nipped it in the bud.
Most things. There's one thing going on right now that's very negative.
I think the big negative from IDW in the last 20 years was their Transformers line being so text heavy. I just think they bogged it down with so much story and so much continuity that they ruined the fun of Transformers. So for me, that's the big negative that I've had for IDW.
Yeah, I think it's the same for me. In if we're talking broader terms, that's probably the thing I've been most disappointed about.
Back to the Future was also a disappointment in that respect.
Future, yeah, I agree. They kind of dropped the ball with that one a little bit.
They also went too far. They went too much at one time. That was like because they got Back to the Future. They had like 4 miniseries going on at one time or something like that.
Yeah, they had the Doc Brown one, and they had something with
the Telltale game. They had the Telltale game they did in comic form.
They did a train.
Yeah,
they did a couple of different ones. I think it was just they overwhelmed themselves with it.
Yeah. The Forgotten Realms books that they did, I think they're the ones that did those, right?
I think so.
If they are the ones that did that, I think the ones that I remember reading, they tried to be too faithful to the source material, and to the point where you were basically reading a novel instead of reading a comic. Mm-hmm. It was kind of the same thing with Transformers. It was just so much it would overwhelm you. With Transformers, it was also there were so many freaking characters to keep track of. And
but they're starting it over now, so it could be a good thing.
Yeah. Well, we're saying what they missed, and that was a miss.
Yeah.
It went on for years like that.
I actually read issue 2 today, and I'm definitely liking this take on Transformers better.
I didn't read it.
A lot better. It's a lot better of a read. It's more simplified. and you don't have to have so much in your head at one time. So I do agree, Brent. I think this run so far is far superior.
Gordon said.
Okay.
I was going to say, Gordon said IDW did some interesting Star Trek crossovers, Legion of Superheroes, Green Lantern, Doctor Who. Yeah, those were the ones I read were actually really good.
And City on the Edge of Forever. I mean, they did the original script from City on the Edge of Forever. So anybody who's a big Star Trek fan and knows the original series, that's like one of the biggest episodes across the whole franchise, City on the Edge of Forever. That's like one of the most famous episodes ever made of Star Trek. And they actually did the original script for that in there, and it was phenomenal.
What were you going to say, Chris?
No, I was going to say that's a good switch right there from the things we're disappointed to the things we like. The crossovers was one of the current things that the IDW started that were really good with Batman TMNT. You had Legion of Superheroes, you had the Green Lantern crossover, the Doctor Who, and now looking at the series itself, I mean, TMNT almost hitting 100 issues. I've loved Tom Walt's run. Tom Walt started it, and then they brought Kevin Eastman in. They redid the entirety of the 80s series in their, I forget what the graphic novel form was called, but they redid those. You have, they had, the crossovers, TMNT. Shoot, now I forgot the other series I was going to talk about. It just, out of my, Ghostbusters. They brought Ghostbusters back. They had an amazing, gigantic crossover between brands with Transformers, Star Trek, Ghostbusters.
Trying to unite everything too with the Hasbro line.
They did, but Infestation was good. Infestation 2 was the letdown. So there's the positive and then the negative.
Two very big things for me that IDW did wonderful with was they picked up the G.I. Joe run from Marvel.
Yep.
They picked it up right where it left off with Marvel and kind of ran with that with Larry Hama back at the helm. I thought that was excellent. And Lock and Key. That is my absolute top thing from IDW since their inception was Lock and Key. I think it's the best thing they've published.
I recommended that to me. I read 4 books in a row to catch up to Lock and Key. It was so good.
I would say for a positive and negative on their Star Trek stuff, the negative being that they were, and this is not on their end, because this is more on the licensing end, because of J.J. Abrams wanted to do, when he did the movies, he made it so that no other Star Trek merchandise could be put out except for the Kelvin timeline. He didn't want any comic books put out except for Kelvin timeline. So I think they really backed them, IDW, in a corner by only letting them have Kelvin timeline comic books. So that was a negative for me, just because I don't like the Kelvin timeline. But then after that ban was lifted, when they found out that the movie franchise was not doing well, they let more Star Trek come in, and they really took it up a notch with the Star Trek Next Generation, the Mirror Universe, and again, stuff like the City on the Edge of Forever script and all that stuff. So like those things were really awesome that they did with Star Trek, but the Kelvin timeline was the killer for it, because honestly, I got bored with those comic books so bad. I mean, I think a couple of them was even on my worst pick list of the week. Top 5 comics.
I love the new movies. Anyway, Gordon says...
Well, that's because you're also not a Star Trek fan per se. You're more of a sci-fi fan. So, again, sci-fi movies, those are good movies. Like, as a sci-fi movie, it's a good movie. But as a Star Trek movie, for a purist, it's not.
Okay. Gordon says IDW should do a Star Trek TMNT crossover, if only because it would be banana pants crazy.
Oh, I would love it.
Yeah. And Mike Manhattan asks, with the Batman Ninja Turtles movie coming, think we'll see a third Batman?
You are.
Yeah, you are.
And it actually would be technically it would be the 4th, because we had the Batman TMNT, and we had Batman TMNT animated, and then we had Batman TMNT 2, and now we're having Batman TMNT 3. So this is our technically 4th crossover with them in a year. So you know they're doing good.
Be right back.
What? Did he say be right back?
I think so.
Okay. Gordon. Yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead, read it.
He says, as a Star Trek purist, I like the Trek movies. I'm on Team Brant on the Kelvin timeline. I did not like them. I don't think, and the fandom did not like them as a whole. As a whole, the fandom kind of rebelled against them. That's why they did poorly in the theater. There are people who like Gordon, who did like them, but the majority of the fandom did not like them. That's why they did poorly in the theater.
They wouldn't have made 3 of them. Was it 3 or was it just 2?
Yeah, they made it. They made 2 with J.J. Abrams, and the third one was made without him. The third one was received the best by fans.
Yeah, the third one was really good.
But by that time, the viewership had already dropped. Like the box office numbers were dropping, because I think, again, they pulled that whole with the second one, like, oh, this is totally not a Wrath of Khan movie, and then it became the Wrath of Khan movie. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one.
Like, so, like, they really like, you know, mess with fans a lot with that, and I just think a lot of Star Trek fans did not like it, and that's why they didn't do it as well as they should have done. The first one did better than the other 2, just because the first one was, you know, no one knew what to expect, so everybody went to go see it. You know, that's why I think the first one did so well and got greenlit for a second.
Hey, Sweet asks if you guys are going to do a Media Madness on Us.
Star Trek. What did he? Yes, for Us, I don't think so, because Kat has not watched it yet. Oh no, Kat has watched it, she said, but I don't think we're touching on it because it's not on our schedule. So I would have loved to have done one on it, because I think, you know, we could have talked about it, but it's not on our schedule, and we have a busy schedule because we got the Justice League movie.
A lot of movies this summer.
Yeah, we got the Justice League movie coming that we got to do. We got to do Shazam. So we're going to do them, I think, in the same exact week or something like that.
We got Avengers Endgame coming up.
Yeah, we got a lot of. Our schedule is honestly full. The only week we're going to have off this summer, I think, is Comic-Con week, and that's because Kat's going to be flying that week. So that's going to be the only week we have off. It's Comic-Con week.
Any other IDW favorites or not so favorite? I'll throw out GoBots just because we talked about Transformers.
That's a bad spot.
I think that
reinvent them too much.
That's either one of the worst or the worst comic they've ever published, in my opinion.
I can agree with that, because they were like, let's just. I think they tried to be so different that they wound up losing the magic that is GoBots. You know. Like, GoBots is a very simple formula. Mm-hmm. Don't try to change it. Like, it's a very simple formula. They're not just simply transforming, like, just transform. They're just very simple. The story is very simple, you know? Good versus evil. That's it. You don't have to add on that whole psycho technology going bad stuff. Like, why did you have to do all that? Just say, they were aliens. Like, did you not want to get the whole good alien and bad alien Transformers like comparisons? Because no matter what you do with GoBots, it's always going to be compared to Transformers. And I think GoBots came out first, I believe, and the toy anyway came out first. I think.
I don't know. I know in Japan that Transformers came out first. I believe, anime wise. I'm not too sure. Brent said, "Be right back." By the way.
Oh, okay.
IDW is they do a really good job with their crossovers. They're doing a good job with their main lines. Any franchise they've got over the past couple of years, they've been amazing with, except for the exception of GoBots, and they're trying to relaunch the G.I. Joe line. We won't talk about G.I. Joe issue 1 through whatever before they canceled it, but there was a good they're crossing over with Marvel now. They've got, you know, Spider-Man, Black Panther, they're doing Avengers. So I mean, they're doing very good for 20 years in the business. They've got crossovers with DC, with Marvel, their own stuff that's doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet says GoBots was the poor man's Transformers, similar to how Aerosmith is the poor man's Rolling Stones. I would say this version of GoBots then is O-Town.
Wow.
Wow. I'm sorry.
No.
No, it's
more
worse.
like William Hung.
Like
They're more like William Hung.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I had to step away. I was hearing this weird yelping. And I was like, I thought something was wrong. It's the dog is getting a bath. Thank you very much. Crossover between S.H.I.E.L.D. and G.I. Joe.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, GoBots came first. GoBots came out in 1983. Transformers brand came out in 1984. So GoBots were first. I was right.
Oh, they were first? Okay.
Yeah, GoBots came out first.
Transformers was just better.
Yeah, far better. But yeah, I think they did a lot of good. I think honestly their Hasbro stuff is some of their best stuff for me.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think it's been. I think that's that stuff, and yeah, I mean, just some of the licenses, aside from the Hasbro stuff, was the stuff that like really put them on the map. Back in the early days, I mean, they had like 30 Days of Night and stuff like that, and that was okay, and they were doing okay, but it wasn't until they started bringing in those kind of licenses that they really started, getting people to take notice, I think. And then they were able to branch out and do some of the other stuff.
Now, here's something I want to look forward to, because they do a lot of Hasbro stuff. Power Rangers is owned by Hasbro now.
Mm-hmm.
We got to have a Power Ranger and something Power Ranger and something crossover. Transformers, G.I. Joe.
Power Rangers and Transformers would be cool. I gotta say, I'm not a Power Rangers fan, but that just seems cool.
Yeah. That would be pretty cool, because they already have transforming robots in them, so
right.
That would be a pretty cool one.
Or even Mask, they could do with something. Yeah.
Something like I want to see something do with the Hasbro toy. They had to cross over somewhere. I'm sure Hasbro would be like, boom, let's get this together. IDW, boom, let's get in the same room, let's put this together. Because Hasbro.
Who had Voltron? Was IDW Voltron or was that Boom?
DreamWorks.
Dynamite had it. Lion Forge had it.
That's it. Yeah. Dynamite, yes.
Lion Forge has it right now, I think.
Oh, okay.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh wait. No, go ahead, Brian. I was just gonna read what Mike said.
Oh, go ahead.
He said Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles. That would be interesting to see them meet up again, but in a good story this time. Power Rangers and Voltron Gordon would be actually a dream of mine, because that's why I like Power Rangers, because it was a live action Voltron for me.
Pretty much, yeah. It is the same thing.
Yeah. So to me, when I first saw that, I was like, "That's Voltron." Like when I saw the commercial for it, the first thing that I said in my mind out loud, I was like, "Dude, live action Voltron." And that had me sold.
That's where we differ, because my reaction was, "Dude, rip off Voltron."
I was like, "Dude, live action Voltron, I'm in." Like I was sold. Like you had me sold when I saw that. I was like, live action Voltron, I'm in. Like I always wanted a live action Voltron. So, and then I just stayed for the cheese factor of it. I like the cheese factor.
See, I don't. I watched it with my brother, but I couldn't.
And some of the other seasons though, it does get like really good, like In Space, Time Force. That stuff is really good. They get really good storylines. Even this year with Beast Morphers, it's a good storyline so far. So, I mean, Power Rangers isn't always goof and cheese, but a lot of it is. And again, I don't mind the cheese as long as it's done well.
Mike Manhattan asks who has the rights to Thundercats.
DC.
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 Yeah. Time Warner.
Yeah. Didn't they do a He-Man Thundercats crossover not too long ago?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll look up to see who, because I think the toy company is Mattel maybe owns Thundercats? Or what company?
That would make sense because that's what He-Man is, right? Mattel.
Who owned that?
Mattel owns He-Man, I believe.
Yeah.
I think so.
Because they just released a Justice League line that's like the old He-Man figures.
Rankin Bass Animated Entertainment is what produced Thundercats. I know that's what it says. I think the toys were made by what's the name?
Mattel.
Mattel, yeah, they were produced by Mattel. So, I know they've had more toys. They released like the classic line of toys, like they re-released them a couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I would like to see DC actually do a real shot at Thundercats again. They did before through Wildstorm. That was a good series.
Yeah. Does Mattel still own Barbie? Sweet asks.
They're never letting that go. Mattel lets that go. They're crazy. That's like their big fame.
Gordon says, so should we be looking forward to a Thundercats Top Cat Catwoman crossover with DC at some point? I wouldn't put it past them. That'd be funny. As soon as Jay gets back, we'll start wrapping up. But no, IDW's done a lot of great things over the years, and I'm sure they got lots more to come. I saw recently they were trying to get investors to raise more money for their TV and movie stuff.
I don't think they can, though, because, I mean, think about it. TMNT is owned by Nickelodeon. Ghostbusters has, you've got that whole thing going on.
But they do have original stuff, too.
They do.
I think that's what they're developing is the original stuff.
I want Lock and Key.
I would love Lock and Key. Just make it show up somewhere. I don't care where.
Yeah, they had 3 times they made pilots. 3 separate pilots.
I know. It's crazy.
Deserve a freaking series at least.
I stand by it. That's the best thing they've ever published, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. I love Joe Hill's writing. I'm sad it ended, and I keep saying I wish there was more, but you know what? Too much of a good thing, sometimes it will go sour. So
yeah,
we'll end it on a high note.
Right, exactly. Like Zone 4 next week.
Wow, Brant. Wow. Good circling.
Exactly. Sorry, I got a message from Lisa. Yeah, so as soon as Jay, because Jay's our closer, we can go ahead and start doing our coming up.
Yeah.
Stuff. All right, so we'll start with you then.
Okay, right now, today I have a new unboxing that went up. I did a Voltron unboxing. I have one more next week. Stay tuned to that because there's going to be some stuff connected to Comic Frontline possibly mentioned at the end of the unboxing. Other than that, I haven't done anything on Twitch this week. Honestly, I've just been trying to level up on my own with Division. We'll get back to some game streams soon. I do have a vlog I'm working on, a few other things. Oh, I got my pile of books, so I will be doing my March haul soon for my monthly haul on Comic Frontline. And truly and honestly, that's about it. A bunch of the regular stuff that you guys see from me. Follow me on Instagram as always. I love Instagram, so I'm sharing a lot of stuff on there. And follow all my social media, Dark Avenger C86 across the board, except Twitch is Dark Avenger Gaming. And yeah, that's all I got. So I guess I'll pass it to you, Brent, because
yeah, that's fine. I'll once again plug Lisa's new giveaway that starts on Monday, runs for 3 weeks.
I might put my name in that giveaway just for the Blu-ray.
Blu-ray of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Gwen Rock Candy, and Spider-Gwen Volume 0, the origin story of Spider-Gwen. So all that stuff you could win over on Little Victories YT. Just stay tuned to that. There will be an announcement video going up on Monday over there. As far as me, Lisa and I did our top 5 comics earlier on my channel tonight, so you can go check that out. And
later.
Yeah, and all the other content over on at Brant Fowler on YouTube, and of course at Brant Fowler on Facebook and Twitter, and at Last Number Press on Instagram is all my stuff. And then of course next week the final episode of Zone 4 where Gordon will join us as a guest, and who knows what else is going to happen. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. trying to think if there's anything else that I need to plug, and I don't think so. I will just say this for anybody that doesn't know yet. We decided to cancel our latest Kickstarter earlier this week for Spark for the Seasons, the enamel pins. There was a conflict with the manufacturer. It kind of threw everything off, and we just didn't feel like we could continue with it at this time. So Gordon says, I'll challenge Carrie Kelly to a verbal smackdown on the show next week.
Oh, my God.
Carrie Kelly, one of the 4 original co-hosts of the show. That would be something. We'll have to see. I'm scared next week, man. But, yeah, so that's it for me. So, Jay, what do you got?
Let's see.
So much.
Tomorrow is going to be...
out. Hold on.
Tomorrow is going to be Beast Morphers review. Every Thursday I do Star Trek Discovery reviews on Frontline. Beast Morphers is on my channel. Let's see, stay tuned with Comic Frontline every Tuesday night, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We do top 5 and everything. You want to join us? Go join our Discord. You can always continue a conversation there. It's a free service. We don't put it behind a paywall, so you don't have to worry about that. We never charge anybody money if you go on our Discord. And that's about it for me. Just check out me all over social media, Comic Book Theater, Drop the R for Twitter, and I'm on Discord, Philly Superman.
So everybody can check out all the Topic Time videos here on Comic Frontline as well. You even after Zone 4, you will all get Topic Time.
Gordon wants you to charge that as a ringtone.
This week, Gordon might like my Topic Time for Wednesday. It's going to be on Star Trek Discovery. Are they creating the Borg on Star Trek Discovery? So
nice. And my latest Topic Time that went up yesterday is my top 5 fire-themed superheroes. And no, I did not put my own Last Ember in there.
He won.
He won. I did not get to watch yet. Is she at least an honorary member?
I mentioned her and say it wouldn't be fair for me to put my own character here. So,
so at least she got mentioned. Okay.
Yeah, she definitely got mentioned.
Okay.
And I put some honorable mentions in the description as well.
So I was going to watch that and Cats today, but I just didn't get a chance to. So I'll probably watch them later on tonight.
Cool. All right. So Jay, well, your final time. Read us out, my friend.
Yes. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our.
Reading the wrong script.
ZONE4 for all of you. PO. Oh, what a ride it's been. DCAST. Now it's time to say goodbye to all our company. But we'd like to thank the official bands of Zone 4, the Ray Wall Band, and Society's Plague that you hear on the show each and every episode. We are also proud members of the Comics Podcast Network. You can find us right here on Comic Frontline every Friday. Well, for the next Friday. And always on the playlist, though. And also on comicspodcast.com, Stitcher, iTunes, and, of course, zone4podcast.com. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for us, send those to zone4podcast@gmail.com. If you have any complaints to Chris Therapist, that you have to find out when he gets out Arkham Asylum. All right? So when he gets out Arkham Asylum, you can reach him. And as always, thank you for listening. We appreciate you, everyone, so much. And you are now leaving the fantastic Zone 4.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
That's Vidania.